This is incredible Banff National Park in the Rocky Mountains of Alberta, Canada. Hi there, how's it going? Today is Saturday, December 14th, 2024. Currently about 34 degrees Fahrenheit. That is 1 degree Celsius. This is the Bow River here in beautiful Banff National Park. The town of Banff is right here. I'm going to walk into it. So I've checked out of my hotel where I stayed here the past 3 nights. So my car is parked nearby, and I'm going to look for some breakfast and then get out of town. So I have a room reserved in Lake Louise. Lake Louise is another small little town that I've never been to before, about 40 minutes away. It looks absolutely gorgeous, and also it is near Moraine Lake. About 20 minutes drive from Lake Louise, and Moraine Lake really looks like one of the absolutely most beautiful places in the world. It's absolutely stunning. Now, you aren't going to get quite the full effect today with the cloudy, overcast weather, and also the possibility of snow. So the forecast here in Banff doesn't show snow, but in Lake Louise, it does show snow today and tomorrow. My guess is it must not be a major snowstorm, or it would be hitting here as well. So maybe it's just going to be little scattered snow flurries or something. I will be finding out, but it looks good for driving out of here. And then the road is a major highway, so I don't think it should be any issue as far as dealing with the driving on the roads. So for anyone who is curious about my car, my Honda CR-V 2000, then I do not have winter snow tires on it, but it has all-wheel drive and I have snow chains, so I am prepared in case things get a little squirrely. Canada Post on strike for, I guess, the past month. However, I heard the news that they ended the strike just like yesterday or something. So that is good news. And then I will tell a quick, silly little story about the parking fiasco I just went through. I am parked in a parking garage just right over there. So I'm looking for parking. I see a sign for parking garage. Pull into it and park in the first available spot, which was literally the first spot. And then I see payment required. So here I wanted to show this cool vehicle. Tourist mobile, I assume, giving tours. Nobody in it now, it seems. Open top touring. Some little snowflakes coming down, so the snow forecast seems like it might be correct. And man, things are definitely busier here today, getting closer to Christmas. So I lock up the car, walk over to a little, kiosk thing for paying for parking, and just as I go to get to it, somebody else gets in front of me, and it's like this whole family, and so they end up taking a while. They're like yelling back and forth, what's your license plate and how many hours should we pay for and all this. So it's, no big deal. just a little bit of a wait there, and then finally my turn. And so I go up to the thing, press the button, and then it says free parking on level 3 and 4 of the Bear parking garage. And so that is the parking garage that I'm at, but I'm on the first floor. And so I decide, okay, well, let's go get the free parking. So I go back to my car and get in, do the drive around thing, you know. So there were tons of parking spots available, but then I get to the third level and there are no spots. And so I do the drive around, and then I get up to the top and not a single space available. So everybody was going for the free parking. And then I see somebody just pulling out and think, oh great, got lucky. And so he goes by me, and then I go to pull into his spot, and then it turns out that isn't a proper parking spot. And so I turned it around, go back down, and still no spots available. So I ended up having to park right back where I was and then go use the machine. Fortunately, no line there. And pay $7.50 Canadian for 90 minutes of parking. That is about $5 US. So no big deal. Just, you know, a little random time suck. Okay. I'm going to stop this video here. You get the idea. Cute Banff town. I've shown it already in my past 3 videos, so I need to get on my phone and decide where I'm going to have some breakfast here, and then get rolling north to Lake Louise.
Go 3 more minutes.
No worries. Thank you.
Yep.
So that was a beaver tail, pastries, various different kinds, cheesecake, apple pie, pistachio. And then I'm waiting on a poutine, so going for a classic Canadian brunch here. Thank you very much. Ooh, and look what happened. It's now snowing. This is huge. Hi there.
Without the jingle. That's okay. With this.
Well, it is definitely snowing and starting to stick. So let's get this drive done. I checked the forecast this morning, just like an hour ago, and it wasn't showing snow in Banff. So that is the Rocky Mountains. It is exciting. I'm happy to see it. My only concern is the driving, but it isn't far and it's not coming down hard yet, so I think it'll be fine. This is the parking garage where you can park for free on the 3rd or 4th level if you get lucky. And so poutine is basically loaded up French fries with various things on it. You can get different types. That one was like cheese chunks and gravy, and it was very good. And then the beaver tail was absolutely just delicious. Nutella with banana, you can't go wrong there. And then the really funny thing is that they had a combination poutine beaver tail. I think it was called a poo tail. So it's like the pastry thing with French fries and cheese and gravy on it, something like that. That didn't really sound tasty to me, but pretty hilarious. All right, here's the rig. It is time to cruise into the snowstorm. Here we go. Let's go see more beautiful Banff National Park in the snow. And so far so good as far as the roads go. Still a little bit of snow flying around, but not much and nothing sticking. But I guess it will probably be getting a little bit stronger heading to Lake Louise. Just a few minutes later and the snow is definitely coming down harder now. So I have another hotel booked tomorrow night back in Canmore. People had commented under my first video in Canada where I visited Canmore for not very long, where I just went to that one office about the passport situation, and so they said you totally missed the downtown area, which is a lot nicer, and some people said that they preferred Canmore over Banff, so I definitely need to check it out more. So I have a room tomorrow night there, and so hopefully the roads will be all right tomorrow, especially if it's gonna snow all night. We'll see, but that room was quite cheap, only $57, so if it's especially snowy tomorrow, then I can always just stay another day in Lake Louise and enjoy the snowstorm. And not snowing at all now. So this is the highway that goes to Jasper National Park, which shares a border with Banff. So it's just north of Banff National Park. And as many of you know, I worked in Jasper National Park 5 different times, in 2008, 2010, 2011, 2013, and 2014. Each time for anywhere from 4 to 8 months. That was how I paid for my travels before YouTube took off. So I would work, save up some money. Fortunately, there was very cheap housing, and so I was able to save every month, like $1,000 a month, work for 6 months or whatever, have $6 grand saved, go travel to cheap countries, and travel for $1,000 a month or so, travel for 6 months, be flat broke, and then go back to Jasper and get back to work. That was actually my last real job. Exactly a decade ago, December of 2014, I left Jasper National Park, and from there went to Hawaii, and then Mexico, Belize, Guatemala. The YouTube videos started to take off better, and I never looked back, other than 1 month of washing dishes in Alaska in the summer of 2017. Now, unfortunately, Jasper National Park was absolutely devastated by wildfire this last summer. And not just the park, but the town as well. I'm not sure exactly how much of the town burned down, but a significant amount of it, maybe like a third or something like that. I would absolutely love to get up there and go see it if that's allowed. See what it looks like now. I don't know if maybe things are back, running, if there are hotels actually open now or what, or if the whole town is closed down. I don't know. Maybe I can find that out from somebody. I'm sure that I can, maybe in Lake Louise. And so it is very, very tempting to try to get up there. The only thing is that it's a 3-hour drive, I think, from Lake Louise. And so that's a long drive through the mountains with this variable weather, and I'm not sure that I want to risk it. And to try to do that in one day would be especially, a very long and stressful day worrying about the weather. So that's probably not going to happen, but maybe another time I'll be back and get up there and see what happened. Man, look at that, just phenomenal mountain there. Not sure what that mountain is called, but man, it is absolutely unreal. And no, I'm not looking where the camera is pointing. I'm looking at the road. Radium Hot Springs. I'd like to go there. So my review of the upper Banff Hot Springs that I went to yesterday is they were just okay. Nothing amazing as far as hot springs. It was just one soaking pool, that pool that I showed in the video from above, where you could see all the people sitting down there. So no sauna, no steam room, no cold plunge, no multiple pools of different temperatures. Just that one pool that was kind of crowded. All right, Lake Louise, 25 kilometers, that is 15 miles. So it's definitely worth, you know, going there for a soak, and a good price, $17.50 Canadian, about $12.50 US. But definitely been to better hot springs. So I'm curious to visit Radium. These overpasses are awesome. I'm assuming it's so that the wildlife can cross the road. Amazing. Another one of these. So cool. The only problem is they are many miles apart, so if a moose or caribou or wolf or whatever comes to the road here, they aren't going to think to go all the way down there to cross. And here we are at Lake Louise. So this is my first time here. The first time that I came to this area on my way up to Jasper National Park in 2008. Okay, let's pull in here. Oh, it's just a mall. I thought it was like a ranger office. I think there is one there as well. Find a bathroom, get some information. So when I came up here in 2008, then my destination was Jasper National Park instead of Banff, but I knew about Banff, and the route to Jasper goes through Banff, basically. I mean, that's one way that you can do it. And so I planned to stop in Banff. I checked out the town, and then I camped somewhere north of Banff, which must have been around here somewhere, maybe between here and Banff town, or maybe even north of Lake Louise. I must not have known about Lake Louise and Moraine Lake, or I would have stopped here, because it is supposed to be absolutely spectacular, and that was in August with good weather, when you would have had the full effect of the deep blue lake, which is what I'm driving to in literally just a couple of minutes, because I can't check into my room until 4 p.m. and I want to get over to Moraine Lake, 20-minute drive away now, before any more snow falls on the road. So quick stop here, go to the visitor center there, and then drive to Moraine Lake.
So you go to either and go to the bus, maybe like sometime 2:15.
Okay, here we are, Lake Louise.
The bus may go back, okay? Yeah, because the bus must be here.
So I just got a lot of very essential information. Good thing that I stopped here. So the first thing is that access to Moraine Lake is closed. The road is closed going out there because of avalanche threat, because the mountains are so steep heading out there. And so it is skiable most of the way, and then I guess the last maybe 5 kilometers or something, they stop doing the ski track, and then you're on your own if you want to try to get out there, but it's pretty sketchy and long and a rough hike or ski or whatever. And so Moraine Lake is not possible, unfortunately. Was really looking forward to seeing it. It looks absolutely incredible, but that's not going to happen. But there are other hiking possibilities to other pretty lakes. And then I asked her about the bear situation. I was pretty sure, you know, bears hibernate in the winter, and so that is the case, and very unlikely to see a bear. And then I asked her about Jasper National Park. It is indeed open. They opened for business back in September, so there will be hotels to stay at. The issue is the drive up there, 3 hours, no cell service along the way. If you break down, you're in a pretty bad situation. So I'm going to think about it, but I think probably won't do the drive to Jasper. All right, gonna grab some drinks. And so first I'm driving over to Lake Louise, which is just a few minutes away from that shopping center area there. Lake Louise seems to be more spread out than Banff, less of an actual town feeling. My hotel, it's actually a hostel where I'm staying tonight. I have a private room, but in a hostel. It was just a minute away from that shopping center area, so that kind of seems to be the center of things, and then various, I guess, hotels and also residences, etc., just kind of scattered around the forest. So parking right there. And then everyone's coming from this way, so I guess this must be the way to the lake. There is a hike that you can do along the lake shore. It sounded quite nice. However, I also got a tip from the lady at the visitor center. Oh wow, there we go. Guess you can go out on it already. So I got a tip from the ranger at the visitor center there. A 15-minute drive over to a hike to another lake. That should be less of a touristy experience, but wow, this is phenomenal. Look at that. Whoa, all right, yeah, let's get out onto the lake. Okay, water still liquid there, but apparently it's safe out here. Feels pretty solid. So amazing. So it's tempting to just keep on walking that way, get down to the end of the lake. But the light is waning. It is 2-something in the afternoon now. And the hike that I'm thinking of doing is 3 kilometers one way, 6 kilometers round trip. So that is 4 miles round trip. Not too far, but gonna take a little time. So let's get over there and do a hike in the snow. So this is Moraine Lake Road, 11 kilometers. But as you can see, road closed right there. People parking, people with skis, so you can start the skiing here and go for quite a ways, cross-country skiing of course, And then it gets to a point where it would be more difficult to keep skiing even, and it's not really recommended to try to go the rest of the way after that, but you can do it.
Turn right onto Lake Louise Drive.
But the avalanche risk is especially high once you get out closer to the lake. Sherbrooke Lake Winter Parking Lot. About a 15-minute drive from Lake Louise. So this is the hike that the lady at the tourist center had recommended. 3 kilometers, 2 miles, one way out to the lake. I saw several people come back with skis, but didn't see any hikers, so I don't know how this is going to work just walking along. So I am definitely not all that confident that I'm going to get all the way to the lake. Let's just see how it goes. I decided to keep it simple, leave the backpack in the car there. Drank some fluids before leaving. It should be warm enough. I have very thick socks on, long underwear under the jeans, just one long sleeve layer under this jacket, but this jacket is super warm. I got it in Kathmandu, Nepal for my 2014 winter Himalayan trekking to Langtang. Super thick and warm gloves that I bought in Lviv, Ukraine, which are all right, but the fingertips do get a little bit chilly, so that's kind of the one point at which I'm not exactly fully warm. And then a shawl from India, hat from Georgia, international wardrobe here. But it is definitely a pretty hike already, and it's actually fine for walking. A little tricky going down into the snow a little bit, but not bad. So we'll just see how this goes. So the trail is fine, very well carved out from the skiers. I started to overheat because of the hiking. So yeah, this is good. This is amazing. Haven't seen a single other person so far. And hiking through the snow like this is just absolutely amazing. This Canadian Rockies road trip is working out pretty well. It was definitely a bit of a unknown when I decided back in BC, basically right after crossing over the border from Washington State. Then I had to make up my mind. Am I going to Vancouver, or am I going to go for it and try to get to Banff? And it worked out and has been really, really phenomenal. So rest of my trip still very much unknown, but I will figure something out. Up a hill here, and Man, the hiking heats you up. So I was starting to feel a little bit more confident that I could get to the lake. And then I just checked my phone, and I'm only about a third of the way there. And it is now 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So there isn't a whole lot of light left. I'm not noticing it darkening yet. So I got at least an hour of some sort of light left. But it's a lot more uphill than I realized that it would be. And hiking in the snow is definitely tougher. So at this point I would say I'm probably not going to get there, even though I really want to see it. Curious to see if it's frozen over. Probably, because we're up in elevation a bit from Lake Louise. But I don't want to push it with the daylight and not having any water. And needing to, get back to my room and get started editing this long video. Whew. But either way, it is an absolutely beautiful hike. And we've got a sign. I guess a junction here. To the right, Page Lookout, 2.2 kilometers. Sherbrooke Lake, 1.6 kilometers. So that is exactly 1 mile. So I am halfway there. And the hill came to the top of it there. Now it's nice and flat. Okay, let's go a little farther. Maybe pick up the pace a little bit. So I've seen 4 other people, all on skis, going that way. Gotta be close now. Just sank into, whoops, one of those. Ugh. So it's gotta be so close. Now, the reason why it is as light as it is because we are in Alberta. The current time is 4:17 in the afternoon. The time changes from British Columbia. Oh, guess what? I just lied. We are not in Alberta. We are in British Columbia. I drove through the border. I saw the sign for it. It said, "Welcome to Yoho and British Columbia." So actually, no, we aren't in Alberta. We're in BC. But the time change must be not at the border, but a little ways into BC. Because when I was driving here across BC, then I remember noticing the time changing around Golden, which is in BC. And so the difference that makes is that in BC, or wherever the line is, then it is 3:17 in the afternoon and just barely starting to get dark. So if I was there and it was 4:17, it would be much closer to dark than it is here. So otherwise, I really wouldn't have had time to do this hike, because it would be basically dark now if we were an hour later. Anyways, it is working out so that I will have kind of just enough time. I can barely sense it starting to get, lower lighting now, but still plenty of light. And so I'll just run back especially since it will be more downhill, and probably get to the car just as it's starting to get, you know, sort of darkish. Also, I have my phone, and it has a flashlight if needed, but I really don't think that it will come to that. Okay, come on, Lake. It's got to be so close. Hey. Okay, I think this is it. Oh yeah, made it. And it was worth it, even though at the end here, boy, it's getting tougher, but that is it. Oh man, it is just gorgeous. Ooh. Oh. Phenomenal. All right. Mission accomplished, although I shouldn't say that. Don't count my chickens before they hatch, because I gotta get back and the light is definitely dimming. Okay, lots of tracks. Gotta be perfectly safe. Oh, wow. That's what I'm talking about. Got it all to myself. All right. Just unbelievably gorgeous. Okay, I think that is going to do it for this video. Going to just turn around and get back as quick as possible. Couple of little snowflakes in the air. It is cold, but I am warm from the hiking. So hope you enjoyed this absolutely amazing day in the Canadian Rockies, Banff National Park. I almost said Jasper. Oh no, Yoho National Park now, and Banff. More coming from the Canadian Rockies tomorrow. See ya.